going on, guys? So today I want to talk about training day versus non-training day calories. Now, what I want to do with this video is I pretty much just want to run through some of the rationale and why we would manipulate calories on certain days. Some of it is science-based, some of it's just common sense. So pretty much, obviously here we have, this is just a random example of a random individual that's a random body weight. This isn't anyone particular, but pretty much we've got two separate days here, right? So we've got training day calories and we've got rest day calories, right? Now, as you can see, I've broken down the calories for each day. First of all, we've got training days. We've got protein at 180 grams, fat at 50 grams, and carbohydrates at 350 grams of carbs, right? In total, that'll give us about 2,550 calories. Now, that's for training day calories. Rest days, right, on the other hand, we've got protein, 180 grams of protein, fat, 75 grams of fat, carbohydrates, 250 grams of carbs, right? Again, that'll give us about 2,450 calories, right? So obviously, let's just break down the rationale behind this, macro by macro. So first of all, we've got protein. Right now, protein, we're keeping that at a base minimum for every day, just to obviously support muscle protein synthesis, support recovery, and so on, right? We pretty much know how important protein is for building muscle recovery, so it doesn't seem like a good option just to reduce protein for no reason. We want to keep that at a baseline minimum per day, right? Now, fats, right, for training days and non-training days, right? So what we've done with the training days is we've actually taken the fats down a wee bit, right? So we've got the fats here at 50 grams of fat. Now, again, this is all pretty much determined on someone's preferences, what they like to eat and stuff like that. So if you're somebody that has no problem pretty much going down towards that lower end of fats on a training day, then this is pretty much ideal for you. But if you want to just keep your calories the same for each day, then again you can do that as well. But again, we've knocked down the fats a wee bit on training days just to help support the increase in carbohydrates that we've got, right? Now, the reason we've increased carbohydrates by so much across on training days by an extra 100 is because obviously we know that carbohydrates are the body's main source of energy, right? And when we're training in the gym and we're training to failure, we're pushing ourselves really, really hard, we're going to require a lot of carbohydrates naturally just to get ourselves through those sessions and then obviously to support the recovery after those sessions, right? So that is why pretty much we've taken the fats down and increased our carbohydrates, meaning that we've got an influx of carbohydrates, and we're supporting and we're fueling our body as best we can for our sessions, right? Obviously, on the rest days, we've actually bumped our fats up to 75 grams. Now, the reason we're doing this is because we know that foods higher in essential fats, so like dark chocolate, nuts, red meats, fattier cuts of red meats, oils, we know that they are more micronutrient dense, meaning you're going to get a lot more micronutrition from them than any other of the protein or carbs. So it only makes sense that on those training days we prioritise fats and get as much micronutrition in as we can. Now, there's a reason that we've actually done this as well, other than micronutrition, but it's to help support insulin sensitivity, right? Now, insulin sensitivity, long story short, basically just means how well you uptake carbohydrates and how well your body can utilise them for energy. And there's a reason that we've brought these right down, is because if we actually starve the body of carbohydrates, right, and kind of blunt that insulin as much as we can on a rest day, then we're going to make it far easier for our body to remain sensitive to insulin on those training days. So we're taking the carbohydrates down on the rest days to kind of keep insulin sensitivity at a low on those rest days, so that when training days do come around and we do flood the body with those higher carbohydrates, our body has pretty much no problem using them and converting them as fuel for our workouts. And of course, what you'll notice is lastly, we have a slightly lower calorie intake on training days. Again, this is pretty much because we're not training and our body doesn't need to utilise as much energy. So if we can, so if you're in a dieting phase, for example, if we can just further decrease that calorie deficit while not needing as much food, therefore not really having that much of a food requirement, then it only makes sense to do that on training days, right? Now, again, we know how important performance is when it comes to maintaining muscle. So if we want to kind of strip the calories away from rest days and bank them on training days, we can better use those calories towards maintaining our performance, maintaining our muscle, right? Now on the flip side of that, let's say you're in a bulking phase, we're eating extremely high calories, we're getting a lot of food down on those training days. To give yourself just that wee bit of a digestive break, right, to help, you know, just improve your gut health a wee bit, it only makes sense to kind of pretty much take those calories away from the rest days, just to keep gut health in check. Again, remain insulin sensitive, and pretty much allow us to keep pushing ourselves further and further. Now, this is a nutritional strategy that I've implemented with myself and my clients within the last 2 years, and I've noticed a significant improvement in training performance, gut health, and just my ability to keep on pushing for a longer periods of time without needing a deload and stuff like that. People kind of underestimate the impact that food has on the digestive system and how it can further put you into a more sympathetically dominant state, meaning that you're going to be more stressed out and then require more deloads, right? So again, I would really highly recommend a strategy like this. Again, it makes the most sense from a training point of view, gut health point of view, nutritional point of view, pretty much anything you can think of. This is pretty much the ideal nutritional strategy that I would have anyone take.